गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसंन्यासयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। इदं ते नातपस्काय न भक्ताय कदाचन न चाशुश्रूषवे वाचं न च मां योऽभ्यसूयति य इमं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा मामे वैश्यत्य संशयः न च तस्मान्मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि अध्येष्यते च य इमं धर्म्यं संवादमावयोः ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मतिः श्रद्धावाननसूयश्च शृणुयादपि यो नरः सोऽपि मुक्तः शुभालोकान् प्राप्नुयात् पुण्यकर्मणां कच्चिदेतच्छ्रुतं पार्थ त्वयैकाग्रेण चेतसा कच्चिदज्ञानसम्मोहः प्रनष्टस्ते धनञ्जय अर्जुन उवाच नष्टो मोहस्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव सञ्जय उवाच इत्यहं वासुदेवस्य पार्थस्य च महात्मनः संवादमिममश्रोषम् अद्भुतं रोमहर्षणं व्यासप्रसादात् श्रुत्वानेत् एतद्गुह्यम् अहं परम् योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयतः स्वयं राजन् संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य संवादमिममद्भुतं केशवार्जुनयोः पुण्यं हृष्यामि च मुहुर्मुहुः तच्च संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य रूपमत्यद्भुतं हरेः विस्मयो मे महान्नाचत् विस्मयो मे महान्त्राजन् हृष्यामि च पुनः पुनः यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतेर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम। तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे मोक्षसंन्यासयोगो नाम अष्टादशोऽध्यायः। ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। So we started with the three. So where should I repeat from? Gita is not a pep talk, that was over. I think I will start from here. Knowledge of the self alone, or before that, kindly guide me. I think this all we had yesterday finished, right? Reading twice, I think. Purpose of analysis. Should I repeat? Brahmaraji, kindly guide me. Should I repeat this?
Yeah, you can start from here.
Okay. The purpose of analysis. All right, let there be a doubt. Perhaps any one of these three possibilities can give moksha. Why should we bother about it? No. The one who wants moksha cannot leave such a doubt unresolved. When there is a doubt about a sentence in the Shastra, we have to analyze it and ascertain its meaning. Why? What is the result of this analysis? Kim punaratra mimamsa phalam? That is from the Bhashya. Shankara raises the question and says that it is the determination of which among them is the best means for moksha. Best is not really the word here. Among the three options presented, only one is the means for moksha. Is it knowledge, karma, or a combination of the two? What do we get by knowing that? Only then can we get moksha. Otherwise, we will be worried and confused about how we should proceed with our pursuit. Our question would be, should I do a little bit of this and a little of that? Some jnana in the morning and some karma in the evening, or on some days karma and on other days jnana? Before we embark upon the whole thing, we must know which can serve as the means for moksha. Otherwise, we will be wasting our time. It is not that we have not discussed this before. We have analyzed karma, its limitations, etc., over and over. But now, while summing up, we have to ascertain the meaning of the Gita Shastra. Gita is not a pep talk, but a moksha shastra. Some people say it is nothing more than a pep talk to motivate Arjuna to get up and fight the battle. In fact, it is a pep talk in the beginning. When Krishna says, in such crisis, from where has this despair come upon you, O Arjuna? It is not at all becoming of an upright man and does not add to your good name, nor is it which leads one to heaven. Kutastva, kutastva kashamalam idam vishame sam, sampushtitam. I hope I have read it correct. Kutastva
कुतस्त्वा कश्मलमिदं विषमे
kashmalam
समुपस्थितम्.
vishame samupastitam. Dhanyavad. And says further, O Partha, the vanquisher of enemies, do not yield to unmanliness. This does not befit you. Give up this lowly weakness of the heart and get up. Klaibyam ma sma gamah partha. I think that is from the second chapter, second and third shloka. श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाक्षमलमिदं विषम कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन. The blessed Lord said, whence is this perilous condition come upon thee, this dejection, unlike of Aryan, heaven excluding, disgraceful, O Arjuna, klaibyam masmagamah partha, nai, naitadvayupapadyate, क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परं तप. Yield not to importance, O Partha, it does not befit thee. Cast off this mean weakness of heart. Stand up, O Parantapa, scorcher of foes. It is nothing more than a pep talk. I myself told you it is a pep talk. I is Swamiji. But Arjuna not pepped up. That is the problem. Arjuna said to Krishna, please teach me. I am your disciple. I do not think that the Shastra. I think there is again a breaking of voice. Please do let me know if it is breaking too much and not clear. I repeat, Arjuna says to Krishna, please teach me. I am your disciple. I do not think that the shoka, sorrow I have will go away. It is the same old sorrow invoked in this situation by having to slay Drona and Bhishma. The weeping of the soul, which now is invoked by this situation, I would like to completely silence. For that, I know that I should be a disciple and must get Shreyas Moksha. Therefore, please teach me. That is from the second chapter, 4th, 5th, 7th, and 8th shloka. So after Bhagwan's scolding, he is requesting Bhagwan. Arjuna uvacha katham भीष्ममहं संख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदना इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हावरिसूदना. Arjuna said, how, O Madhusudana, shall I in battle fight with the arrows against Bhishma and Drona, who are fit to be worshipped? O destroyer of enemies. गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिर्प्रदिग्धान्. Better indeed in this world is to eat even the bread of beggary than to slay the most noble of teachers. But if I kill them, all my enjoyments of wealth and desires, even in this world, will be stained with blood. Five, seventh. कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शागितां शिष्यस्तेऽहं शागिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Kindly correct me if I've read it wrong, please. My heart is overpowered by the taint of pity. My mind is confused as to duty. I ask thee, tell me decisively what is good for me. I am thy disciple. Instruct me, I have taken refuge in thee. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudhyat yachchokamuchoshanam indriyanam yachchokamuchoshanam indriyanam अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. I do not see that it would remove this sorrow that burns up my senses, even if I should attain prosperous and unrivaled dominion on earth or even lordship over the gods. Until this point, the teaching had not begun. It was only a pep talk. Previously, Krishna answered Arjuna by trying to shame him into acting. Now Krishna says, you are grieving for that which does not deserve grief. So you speak words of wisdom. The wise men do not grieve for those who have gone or for those who have not yet gone. The non-existent has no existence, and the existent has no non-existence. The seers of truth, however, see the truth of both of these. That is from 11 and 16.
I think we will just read it in a go. Otherwise, it gets the
Yeah, okay.
PDF
Yeah.
gets a little interrupted. Huh?
Yes.
I understand there are shlokas that are referred to.
Yeah, okay, no
We'll
problem.
go continuously as a train. Huh? Otherwise, there's a little interruption in the understanding.
Yeah, okay. I will read once again this one. Yeah. This does not befit, I think from here. Arjuna says to Krishna, please teach me, I am your disciple. I do not think that the shoka, sorrow I have will go away. It is the same old sorrow invoked in this situation by having to slay Drona and Bhishma. The weeping of the soul, which now is invoked by this situation, I would like to completely silence. For that I know that I should be a disciple and must get Shreyash Moksha. Therefore, please teach me. Until this point, the teaching had not begun. It was only a pep talk. Previously, Krishna answered Arjuna by trying to shame him into acting. Now, Krishna says, you are grieving for that which does not deserve grief, even though you speak words of wisdom. The wise men do not grieve for those who have gone or for those who have not yet gone. The non existent has no existence, and the existent has no non existence. The seers of truth, however, see the truth of both of these. If you can understand this, there is nothing more to know even in the Upanishads. Those who know both Sat and Asat are those who see the truth, Tattvadarshis, those whose mind is committed to that and whose impurities are burnt away by knowledge, do not have further birth. Tat buddhyah, tat atmanah, tannishthah, tat parayanah, gachanti अपुनर्वृत्तिम ज्ञान निर्धुता kalma. I hope I read correct. How many statements, vakyas are there like this? For example, consider the statement, know me to be the knower of the beings in all the beings. Kshetragnam chapi viddi sarva kshetreshu bharata. That is not pep talk. Why should Krishna talk about Kshetra and Kshetrajna if he wants to give a pep talk? Or consider the statement, free from egoism and delusion, those who have mastered the fault of attachment, those who are always centered on the self, those whose desire is completely gone away, are free from the pairs of opposites such as pleasure and suffering, and being not deluded, go to the imperishable abode. निर्माण मोहा जितसंग दोषाः अध्यात्म नित्यः विनिवृत्त कामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्तैः सुख दुःख संज्ञैः गच्छन्ति आमूढाः पदम अव्ययम्. This is not a pep talk. A pep talk is get up and fight. Come on, fight. You will get this. You will get that. Do not mop like this. This is not the attitude. Think of your people, think of your name and fame. If you keep on repeating things like this, then it is a pep talk. Pepping up is drooped morale. That is different. Pepping up his drooped morale. That is different. But here it is all teaching, all thinking. Where is the pep talk? The issue is whether the Gita Shastra is saying that knowledge, karma, or a combination of the two is the means for moksha, because Gita is a moksha shastra. Arjuna asked for Shreyas, which is moksha, and Bhagavan gave it to him. Arjuna himself had this doubt about the means for moksha. Throughout the Gita, he keeps asking in different ways, which is better, knowledge or karma? He asked this question in the third chapter, Jnayasi chet karmanaste. And again he asked this question in the fifth chapter, Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Arjuna still has this doubt, even at the 18th chapter. Again, he wants to know what is the difference between Tyaga and Sannyasa. Shankara thought that since this doubt keeps reoccurring, it has to be analyzed and clearly resolved here at the end of the Gita. One of these three, karma, knowledge, or a combination of the two, should be the means for moksha? Or is it a little of this and a little of that, like our common approach to things in life? This tendency for synthesis is always there. Doing a little bit of everything, integrating it all together, is the usual approach. Shankara does not seem to think like that. He is a serious person. He wants to know which of these three means is going to work, and he is going to determine it now so that the matter is settled once and for all. It is of the utmost importance for one to ascertain this clearly so that there is no doubt about them. There is no doubt about whether karma or jnana or both will give moksha. This subject matter has to be analyzed. Knowledge of the self alone is the means for moksha. Yeah, anyone wants to share or repeat? I think I should read a little bit, right? Okay. Having said this, Shankara now begins the analysis. His opening statement is his vision of the truth about this. However, knowledge of the self is the only means for moksha. This too, however, indicates that the opposing views of karma and combination of karma and knowledge are negated as means for moksha. He will discuss this use of two later in his commentary. Now, at the outset, he states unequivocally that knowledge of Atma alone is the cause of moksha. In fact, knowledge is moksha. Without knowledge, there is no moksha. And therefore, knowledge is considered the means. But it is also the end because after knowledge takes place, nothing further is required for moksha. If knowledge itself is moksha, why do we need to use the word moksha, freedom, at all? It is because this alone expresses what I am seeking, Purushartha. Moksha is the Purushartha, not knowledge. I repeat, moksha is the Purushartha, not knowledge. I want to be free from sorrow, dukkha. That is my value. The primary value is not for knowledge, but for freedom. Since the means for that is knowledge, I pursue knowledge. The result, which is non-duality, kaivalya, alone is the ultimate end for this knowledge of Atma. How long will the pursuit of this knowledge continue? Until I gain the vision of non-duality, which is moksha. There,
Belaji, can you repeat the first few?
from Purushartha or from the beginning, knowledge
Uh,
of the self.
yeah, from Purushartha.
Okay, okay. If knowledge itself is moksha, why do we need to use the word moksha, freedom at all? It is because this alone expresses what I am seeking, Purushartha. Moksha is the Purushartha, not knowledge. I want to be free from sorrow, dukkha. That is my value. The primary value is not for knowledge, but for freedom. Since the means for that is knowledge, I pursue knowledge. The result, which is non-duality, kaivalya, alone is the ultimate end for this knowledge of Atma. How long will pursuit of this knowledge continue until I gain the vision of non-duality, which is moksha. There, the knowledge of Atma culminates. That very knowledge happens to be moksha because without knowledge there is no moksha, and where knowledge is there, moksha is gained. Thus, the knowledge of Atma is the means for moksha because it culminates in non duality, which is moksha. I think we will have to contemplate on this how important the knowledge of the self is for it getting that moksha. And it is not becoming, it is being. That is why it is saying that the Purushartha to have that knowledge that I am Brahman is important.
Here also the distinction between the the clarity of the Purushartha is given.
Mm.
The goal here, the seeking is, the Purushartha is for moksha and not knowledge. I want to be free from sorrow. That is the primary thing. Freedom from that limitation. That is the Purushartha. And for which the means is knowledge. And once that knowledge is attained, the knowledge and moksha become, I mean, there is no difference at that point. But in order to reach there, the means is knowledge.
Yeah, how like there are 3 points, right? One is that Artha, Kama, Dharma, Purusha, Moksha is like 4 kinds of the Purushartha, right? So among that, Moksha is why we choose Moksha as Purushartha is that we want to be free from the dukkha or the suffering. So the primary value is the freedom, and so we choose pursue the moksha. To pursue moksha, how do you attain it? By means of knowledge. And then the next point they made here is like the more when you attain this knowledge that you that atma knowledge, basically the that non-duality, the vision of non-duality is the moksha. So that knowledge, what is that knowledge is? The knowledge is that Atma and the Brahman is all one. It's all, everything is Brahman. That non-duality is knowledge. So that knowledge we need to keep culminating in our mind. I just repeated what you said, Dr. Brahmaraji, but I just wanted to uh, see I got these 4 points that we're talking about. And then in this paragraph, they talk about TU. I don't know what that is. Maybe it will come back later.
Yeah, thank you for summarizing, Dr. Mara. Uh,
Because this paragraph, it's so subtle and trying to
it,
understand it from the beginning, from the very beginning where we read Purushartha, right, in the introduction.
Correct.
So he concisely gave it in one paragraph, like in 4 lines, and everything is in that. So I thought I had to get that in my head.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Normal.
also in the beginning, how we said of the karma and how we negate it and all that, right? So we reviewed that already. Um, and the knowledge is the one means of moksha. That what that.
The knowledge of those Mahavakya is the moksha. Being that, it is not just the journey of becoming, it is being that. So that once we are free from dukkha, I think that is the moksha. When you are, should I read this paragraph once again, or I should read further, Brahmaraji?
Yeah, you can read it. You can continue reading, Bella.
Okay.
You repeat this. No?
So the last line, thus the knowledge of Atma is the means for moksha because it culminates in non-duality, which is moksha. Please remember this takeaway line. How does knowledge lead to moksha? How is this so? How does the knowledge of Atma have its culmination in moksha? Shankara says that it is by being the remover of all notions of duality. We have to understand this well. Self-knowledge has the capacity to negate all notions of duality. Why? Because the self is non-dual. That is, because the self is Brahman. That Brahman is Satya. It is Jnana and it is Ananta. Because nothing is standing separate from it. All that is here is one Brahman and that is Atma. There is nothing else. Therefore, once one knows the self, there is no notion of difference. Why does Shankara say this? The negation of all notions of duality is moksha, the state of being non dual. If that is moksha, as long as there is a notion of difference, there is no moksha. Kshamyatam, I will just read the sentences were there. I forgot. Where was the footnote one? I will just say Atmajnanasya tu kevalasya nishreyas hetutvam भेद प्रत्यय निवर्तकत्वेन कैवल्य फल अवसानत्वात्. Kindly forgive me, I do not know the tune. I am just reading. भेद बुद्धेः निवर्तकत्वात्. These are all from Bhashya, Shankaracharya. Kriya, Karaka, Phala, Bheda Buddhihi, Avidyaya, Atmani, Nitya Pravruta, Mama Karma, Aham Karta, Amushmai, Phalaya Idam, Karma, Karishyami, Iti, Iyam, avidya anadikala pravritta. So beautiful. So that kriya karak phala bheda buddhi, the ignorance which is infinite. And because of that ignorance, that kartritva bhavana is there. Suppose this notion of difference is negated. What will be the situation with reference to action? We have seen this in the verse Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. Here, the one who does the action is Brahman. The object of the action is Brahman. The instrument of action is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. What does it mean? Doing takes place, but it is negated. Such action is like a roasted seed, good for enjoying, but not for germination. Bhogaya natu prasavaya. Similarly, if you are looking at the whole thing as Brahman, the agent karta is mithya, the object karma is mithya, the action kriya is mithya. They all become mithya only when we know the satya, which is a karta, that is not an agent, and in which everything takes place. Knowing that I am that Satyam Brahma makes everything else negated, badhita. Then whatever happens is all entertainment. The whole time that you cry in the theater, you know it is a movie or a play. You may identify with the hero or heroine, and even though you know there are only actors standing on the stage or projected on the screen, and you know it is all a drama, still, because of the identification, you cry. In this country, there is an entertainment tax. If you laugh, you pay tax. If you shed tears, you pay tax. Why should you pay to shed tears? Because it is entertainment. In drama, this sentiment is called a rasa, and it is a rasa only when you know the situation is false. If someone is crying because a loved one has passed away, it is not a rasa. There is no aesthetic value if somebody is really in sorrow. In real life, we get horrified when somebody is shot. But if we see it in a movie, especially if the hero slays the villain, we consider it entertaining. It is the same here. Once you know that all this is false, mithya, it will still evoke emotions in you, but it will not touch you at all. That is called badhita anuvritti. That recognition that everything is Brahman is present, that is, there is this Brahma Buddhi with reference to everything. The means of doing the action is Brahman. What is done is Brahman. The one who does it is Brahman. That is called Badhita Anuvritti. When we say that everything is Bhagavan, it is because everything is false, Badhita. Only then can everything be Bhagavan. Otherwise, everything is what it is. A tree is a tree, a horse is a horse, and a cow is a cow. You cannot say that all these are one unless they are looked upon as mithya and something else is one. It is like saying that a pitcher, a pot, a lid, a cup, and a saucer are all clay. That is Badhita Anuvritti. All of them are clay, even though you will use a cup for serving coffee, not a lid. You know what to use for what. There is purpose, usefulness, even though your vision of all of them is of one clay. That is called Badhita. Therefore, if all the karmas and the agent, the instrument, etc., are Badhita, there is non duality. What kind of karma is necessary then for moksha? Self-knowledge first negates the agent, karta, and all the other karakas associated with action. The agent is Sat Chit Ananda Atma. The body is not separate from Sat Chit Ananda Atma, nor is the result of the action separate. All that existed before, including the men's pitars, are not separate from Sat Chit Ananda Atma, and neither are those who will be born later. The individuals, jivas who are unmanifest, are now Sat Chit Ananda Atma, and so are those who are in the process of being born somewhere. All of them, their karmas and their results, phalas, are not separate from Sat Chit Ananda Atma. Now, where is karma in this? The knowledge of the self. Atma Jnana just removes the doer result action division. Kartri, karma, kriya, veda. When this is gone, where is the question of a synthesis of knowledge and action? Jnana karma samuchaya. Samuchaya. The notions of duality which are necessary for performing karma are negated. You may still do karma, but the notion of division, bheda pratyaya, is negated. So this badhita anuvritti is so important. Once we know that whatever is there, whether it is the action or the result, everything is mithya and everything is one within the self only. Whether it is manifested or unmanifested. Then there is moksha, and so beautifully analyzed by Swamiji by giving all the examples. When everything is Brahman, kindly share your understanding. If you want me to repeat anything, then I will repeat.
The analogy of the movie and the entertainment tax, the rasa, as long as we take everything as rasa, that is fine. It is like we're watching the movie. And that is how I think a Brahmanishta or a Jnananishta, Vidvat Sannyasi, this is how he looks at the world. He might still have emotions stirring up, but it will not touch him. It's like for him, it's entertainment. It's like he's watching a huge movie. Just like how in our own dreams, every night when we dream, it does not touch us. So if we can convert the whole waking state also and consider that a dream, then you remain untouched. But I didn't quite understand that entertainment tax. If
Yeah, because when we become sad, then that I
that
mean,
is the
and for
tax.
that you have yeah, for that also you have to. So it is like sarcastically he has said, I
Mm.
think. But so beautifully he is analyzing every detail. And the Vivek Buddhi, we have that, no? That when we know everything is clay, but we will not serve the tea in a lid. The way you had given Dr. Brahmaraji very beautiful example that there is a plate and a food. When we know that everything is Brahman, we will not eat the plate. Although we know that everything is one. So that,
Can you just read this? Maybe we'll read this para one more time.
yeah, you mean from the, how does
One
knowledge lead to
question, Dr. Brahma. So the way it is said, I wondered that you're not separating anything from anything, right? It's all one. Like he said, the body is, we always think, oh, we don't have, body is not me, but then still the body and the Atma is in one part, right? It is one, somewhere we read that, right? In the Vadita and Anuvritti.
Yeah, as long as we consider, see, this Badita Anuvritti is to make a distinction between what is Satya and what is Mithya.
Right. Okay. It's more like discrimination. Okay.
So you know that
Mm.
everything out there is Mithya
Mm.
because it's changing.
Right.
And by definition, Satya is something that is unchanging.
Mm-hmm.
That remains constant in all the three states.
Yeah. So in the end, though, they described as Sachdan and the Atma
Mm.
is there in everything, like Pitar and other, all like manifest and non-manifest forms, right? So, uh, so that is the truth. Exist in everything, right? That's it.
See the difference between a person
Mm.
who has the knowledge, who has attained moksha, versus the one who does not. Guruji actually gave it so beautifully in the Guru Purnima Satsang. He says, what is the difference between a guru and someone
Mm.
who's not a guru? He gives
Oh.
he mentions those three things.
Mhm.
That there are three differences. One is the malas. One is the Anva
Mm.
mala, where he says the guru does not lack anything. Whereas
Mhm.
the person who's not a guru lacks, and that is why he goes on looking at the external world to complete that lack, thinking he needs to complete himself.
Mm.
Second is the karmika mala, which is born from raga dveshas, all the karma from lifetimes. So that the guru is free from. He's
Mhm.
beyond raga dveshas.
Mhm.
Whereas we are still, those that are not gurus, not jnanis, we're
Mhm.
still caught up by our raga dveshas. And we're
Mhm.
still under the effect of the karma that we have accrued over lifetimes. And the third
Mm.
one is the mayika mala, which is the 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 guru has the clear distinction between what is real and what is unreal, what is permanent, what is not permanent. Whereas a person who is not a jnani, an ajnani, for instance, does not know this distinction. He goes on with the I, mine.
Right.
That identity is with that small I and mine.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for the Guru, he looks at everything as one. He's in that Advaita Bhava. So that is what is over here, that when you talk of that Badita Anuvritti, he's eternally in that space. Whereas we are still caught up with that distinction. We have it as a concept, but it has not become a certain. It is not constant. Yeah, it is not constant. Not there throughout like that. Like the Taila Dhara, uninterrupted flow of oil. That is how it is for them. But for us, it is still. It's like you're listening to knowledge. It appears, oh, everything is mithya. But then when you're back in your transactional world, then you get caught up because this ignorance is still clouding us.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was experiencing today. Like I was praying, I still think we are praying in front of deity. Then we are still have that ignorance that's failing us. And even though that knowledge that we read yesterday, I was thinking about this Bhagavad. And then why that's not happening? Even though we have that knowledge, meaning concept that we have, we read this, but still the mind seems to think that, do it that way.
Now, the best thing about course, the basic course, is the first point that accepting the situation and the people as they are is so wonderful, so wonderful, because when you accept, you are not forcing your desires on it, When you accept it, if you don't accept, then you want your raga dvesha to be implemented. I want him to be passed, but he fails. So the raga dveshas are removed when you accept the things. Such a beautiful, simple work. How to remove raga dvesha?
So, yeah.
Accept. That's it. Otherwise, what will happen? You are forcing your desires on that, whatever it is, if you don't accept. So when you accept, you are so nice, your raga dveshas are eliminated if you practice that. So it is very, very difficult to practice acceptance. That one point, very wonderful, wonderful. Now all the 5 points are so good. That is not, I might not say that, but starting with that, so our raga dveshas will be removed by accepting things. No, you have an idea, you have just one, many things are there. But first, when you accept it, what happens? You are open to the, you are eliminating your raga dveshas first. That is the most important. And that leads to the knowledge. So if you practice these 5 points, I feel we are karma yogis only. And with the sadhana, that Sudarshan Kriya, it eliminates all the knots in our body. All the, whatever we have, Hridaya Granthis, those will be straightened, cleaned. You become pure-minded. You have Satvika Buddhi. With that sattvic buddhi, ego will go, and then automatic knowledge dawns. Such a beautiful Guruji has given in just one course. You are prepared to get knowledge, just practicing Sudarshan Kriya. All your inhibitions, like knots, wherever you are, those are to be cleaned. Those very washed out. Clean, 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 clean. Pure.
That's good. Actually, that's true. When you have that prana, that probably it takes away all the
Yeah.
wanted things.
No,
from
you
your
become
body.
sattvic, sattvic,
Yeah.
automatically. That is practical. He has given us the practical knowledge. Not complete. We are so lucky to have him. He has given us what is needed at this hour, because we will not have time to. Now we have time, we are spending the time because of that Shuddhi which has happened to us. We are going in the Sangha and analyzing it and polishing our knowledge. But with that one course, when you just follow it up, if you don't have time, you are on the path. Really, so lucky to have such Guru. So lucky to have. And that Sudarshan Kriya, can't imagine how we got it. Whatever knowledge you analyze, whatever it is, will not be going through if you don't do Sudarshan Kriya. Sudarshan Kriya is the century's most, I think, highest knowledge we have got, and we are lucky to have him. Such a simple thing. He has uplifted so many people, even those who are not sanskaris. When they start doing this, they become automatic. There is no pre-qualification needed for this course. Therefore, Guruji always says, just give them this knowledge. That's the highest knowledge. Jai Gurudev. Sorry to interrupt. Because when you see all the small knowledge points, such a vast thing he has compiled in one course. Death process, immortality process, eye gazing, Sarvabhutatma, everything in one. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you for sharing, Suresh. Very nice. So, Brahmaraji, should I repeat from which paragraph you want me to repeat, or the whole thing? I think this, after this example, right? The example was clear. After that, I will repeat. Is it okay? From suppose this notion of difference is negated. What will be the situation with reference to action? We have seen this in the verse Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. Here, the one who does the action is Brahman, the object of the action is Brahman, the instrument of action is Brahman, everything is Brahman. What does it mean? Doing takes place, but it is negated. Such action is like a roasted seed, good for enjoying, but not for germination. Bhogaya natu prasavaya. Similarly, if you are looking at the whole thing as Brahman, the agent karta is mithya, the object karma is mithya, the action kriya is mithya. They all become mithya only when we know the satya, which is a karta, that is not an agent, and in which everything takes place. Knowing that I am that Satyam Brahma makes everything else negated, Badhita. Then whatever happens is all entertainment. The whole time that you cry in the theater, you know it is a movie or a play. You may identify with the hero or heroine, and even though you know there are only actors standing on the stage or projected on the screen, and you know it is all a drama, still, because of the identification, you cry. In this country, there is an entertainment tax. If you laugh, you pay tax. If you shed tears, you pay tax. Why should you pay to shed tears? Because it is entertainment. In drama, this sentiment is called a rasa. And it is a rasa only when you know the situation is false. If someone is crying because a loved one has passed away, it is not a rasa. There is no aesthetic value if somebody is really in sorrow. In real life, we get horrified when somebody is shot. But if we see it in a movie, especially if the hero slays the villain, we consider it entertaining. It is the same here. Once you know that all this is false, mithya, it will still evoke emotions in you, but it will not touch you at all. That is called badhita anuvritti. That recognition that everything is Brahman is present, that is, there is this Brahma Buddhi with reference to everything. The means of doing the action is Brahman. What is done is Brahman. The one who does it is Brahman. That is called Badhita Anubhati. When we say that everything is Bhagwan, it is because everything is false Badhita. Only then can everything be Bhagwan. Otherwise, everything is what it is. A tree is a tree, a horse is a horse, and a cow is a cow. You cannot say that all these are one unless they are looked upon as mithya and something else is one. It is like saying that a pitcher, a pot, a lid, a cup, and a saucer are all clay. That is Vadita Anuvritti. All of them are clay, even though you will use a cup for serving coffee, not a lid. You know what to use for what. There is purpose usefulness, even though your vision of all of them is of one clay. That is called badhita. Therefore, if all the karmas and the agent, the instrument, etc., are badhita, there is non duality.
That Brahmaraji was asking, no, the tax. I think she understood it, no? I feel. See, the tax is here. We know that picture is picture, we don't, we, we identify with the hero and heroine, but with a different entertainment, rasa. See, when things happen really outside in the world, suppose somebody is fighting, we don't take that as entertainment. We are involved in it. But in the picture, we know that it is not true. We enjoy in it, that rasa. Therefore, that entertainment tax is given there. Similarly, we should enjoy, means entertain ourselves, not identifying with the world. Oh, this happened, flood happened, so many deaths, that, this. All mithya. Anything seen, whatever seeing, the scene, they are all mithya. I am seeing my body, that is mithya. So it's a really entertainment tax, nicely said. Because we know that it is mithya, means picture is not true. It is not real, it is false. So we take it as if we don't identify completely with it and we enjoy that rasa. Similarly, in life, we should take that way. Everything, not attached, enjoy it. And Guruji had said, no, life is fun. His first book itself is that, Joy and Fun. Enjoy it.
This is God loves fun.
Fun, yeah. All this is just entertainment only, no? That has to be established in your heart. Then only that knowledge will. Such a beautiful explanation, really. If you go deep, deep, deep and analyze it, such a nice thing. Such a nice thing. Actually, the world itself is like animation only. It is not outside. The world, the perception, how it is found, that is inside only. Within you. You think it is good, it is good. You think it is bad, it is bad. The thought process in the mind makes that movement, and the eyes see, and the eyes in the mind, it prints. And that print is there, and your thought process. Because of that thought process, that print moves. And as in the picture, the prints, they move, they appear real. Similarly, when you see the world, we print it in our eyes, that in the mind, and our perception makes it move, and because of that, world is formed. It is not outside, it is inside only, like an animation. If you give an explanation of animation type. It's all you only. You create the world. You have created the relationships. You see, I am not interested in the stock market. I don't know anything about that world. So I have detached it. If I get involved in it, I am attached to it. It's your in the mind. All sorrow, thing, that, happiness, everything is happening in the mind. So when you make the mind clear by meditation, no thoughts, you are in the whatever plane, what it is, you be. So the whole process, what we are all doing is to clean up this mind. With the photographs, whatever we had seen earlier, the past and the future, we create ourselves the future also, like Raju Sarpa. We create that Sarpa in the future, and whatever in the past, what memory, we bring it and we make our own world. So you clean up all this, clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. When you clean whole mind, that is what meditation is. You are in the being, you are in the present. Past is erased, future is not there. You are in the present, Nitya Nutana. Like a water, like the space, you are clean. Whatever happens in the space doesn't bother for the space. Space will not alter. Whatever happens on the earth, it sustains everything. Water, every drop of water in the sea or in the river, in this one, is Nitya Nutana, is fresh, fresh, fresh. That is what Satchitananda. So look, all the world as entertainment only. Very good.
One question I have, like if someone passes away, so
Yeah.
we call it Badhita Anuvritti. Will it
Yeah,
be
we are
that?
involved in it.
I could not hear. What did you say?
We are involved in it. Means, if somebody is dead, if you have the knowledge, it's all mithya. He is not dead, actually.
Yeah, but there is
His,
no
his
rasa in that.
physical presence is gone. We are attached to that physical presence. But after some time, you forget it, no? During that some period, you feel it because you remember it. God has given that also to erasing the memory. He has given that also. How many people have died? How many people have this one taken part? Everything.
So for a jnani only, it will be a badita anuvritti. Otherwise, for a
So
man,
yes, it will not trouble him.
yeah.
So we have to see that way only. Every event, every day event. You should not be involved in it.
Basically, what we read in chapter 18, I don't remember the verse. We read there, no, that whatever feelings you have inside, like whatever is happened, whatever incident has happened, it is not because of the incident you are sad. It is because the loss which you feel or you experience.
Yeah.
Because of that, you feel sad. Like
That
someone
is what
passes away, you
you
are not
allow
sad that he
your
has left his body and he's gone. You feel sad because the relation which you were having with that person, this has terminated now because he is no more. So you have that sorrow for that relation, that bond which was there, because of that, like it is no more now, it is deficient or there is lackness there. So
But
you
who
feel,
created the
you
relation?
don't feel
You only.
sorrow for the person who has left the body.
Yeah.
No?
Yes. You have created the relation, no, in your mind.
Yeah. So the incompleteness, this lackness there, because of that we feel sorrowful.
Sad. The whole samsara is like that.
Yeah.
Happy, sad, all the events.
So
So
basically,
events
like
comes
to
and
detach.
goes.
Yeah. You carry on, Suresh.
Jai Gurudev, it is said that
Events
nice.
come and go. You should be kutastha, sthira-minded, not to be attached to the events. Just see events as the entertainment. That is what the fun. And when you take it as a match, you say. Match.
It's said as entertainment, Suresh, it's more like equanimous. You see the event, you're not being liking it or disliking it, or also
Yes.
you're not, that so it's not like just because something is happy thing happening, you are not elated so much. Also, when a lot of sorrows happening, you're not too depressed also. It's
See, in a
between,
match, one person has to win or one person has to be defeated. Because I am Indian, I want India to win. That is where Raga Dvesha again. I don't accept if India lose. But if I know before that India will win, there is no entertainment there again.
But in all of this, while we look at everything with that badita anuvritti, it has to come out of understanding. It should not be a mandated thing. Like, oh, everything is mithya. No.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just
It has to come. It
forcing,
has to dawn in
you're
your
just
mind.
you're just forcing your mind to say everything is mithya. And then you might remain in a state of not taking responsibility. But that is not what Krishna has told Arjuna. Arjuna is given, Krishna has given the whole, um, the panorama of what mithya is and what satya is. And then he said, stand up and fight. So while knowing that all of this is mithya, you're not just sitting with your hands tied, you're accepting everything there, but you're not passively accepting it. You're doing active acceptance. You do what is required to be done.
Required. That is Karma Yoga.
Without, yeah, otherwise, you might just be in a state of saying, of being very passive, saying, oh, everything is mithya, so what is there for me to do? No. Then you would have lost the whole message. So the whole thing is out of understanding, and that is the
Understanding
knowledge.
also, and one like Vairagya also, no? Until
Also,
unless
yeah,
Vairagya is not there, then
which is
detachment would not happen. Yeah.
which is true. So you do
Yeah,
what is to be done, and
right.
how you'll remain untouched when you're looking at it as you're watching a movie. It's only that rasa is there, but it is not leaving you. The stark contrast between watching a shootout in the movie versus an actual shootout, so-called actual shootout in the physical world. This affects us more deeply than the shootout in the movie. So are we able to um,
Differentiate.
yeah,
Yeah,
take
as you said, understanding is what is
is
important.
most important. It is not
Right.
just mandating it. It's
Basically,
not, it should be like this. No.
yeah,
Then
I really
you're just
agree with that.
creating a mood in your mind.
Hmm. We cannot just let it, oh, everything's mithya. Like
No,
as you said, there is mithya. But you say mithya in the sense it's not, I mean, not permanent. That may be the right word to say. Like
correct.
you
That
mentioned
is what the
earlier,
Viveka
real
is,
and
no? Permanent and non-permanent.
yeah. So that in that sense, we have to take it as well as like you said, as a human, we cannot simply sit there without doing anything, even though we are not supposed to be, I mean, like not attached to the actions that we are performing, or that you do it with that bhavana, like Ishvara Buddhi, like that way, um, and accruing the papa punya and all that stuff. So as we are learning this, yeah, we have to have that better understanding of this knowledge. Um, so I have to gear ourselves to the right path. Otherwise, we may end up doing something not supposed to. Yeah, you're right. You said that, Brahma. That was really nice. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev, one short, I would like to say something. It said that we have 9 emotional state of mind. It's called Navarasa, and we have to experience each and every rasa and then let go. You know, like Hasya rasa, Karuna
Yeah,
rasa,
beautifully told. Yes.
Vibhatsa, Adbhuta, Shanta, Prema rasa. All this you have to experience and let go. It's just not like, you can't say that we are just one Brahman and be like a stone. We can't be living like that. So everything is rasomaya, it is said.
It is
Thank you.
all like art of living, not living. You have to let go, leave, art of
Check.
living.
I think we'll stop here today and we'll continue tomorrow. We had a lot of discussion. So we can continue from where you left here, Belaji, tomorrow. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you.
Shamyatam, I'll share the Maya Panchakam today. I hope it is because
निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया श्रुतिशतनिगमान्तशोधकानपि अहह धनारिनिदर्शनेन सद्यः कलुषयति चतुष्पदाद्यभिन्ना न घटितघटना पडीयसी माया सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयम् वियदनलाभिर्मित्ते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अपगतगुणवर्णजातिभेदे सुखचितिविप्रविडार्यहं मृतिं च स्फुटयति तदारभेयमोहम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमाखण्डे बत विरचय्य बुधानपि प्रकाम् भ्रमयति हरिहरविभेदभावान् घटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया